Happy Father's Day! Okay, Sunday is going to be Father's Day, and so this video is a tribute to my dad, Richard McCulloch Jones. My dad is a dad of adventure. He loves adventure, and he always thinks out of the box. And that's how I became me, I think. I think I just innately got it from my dad. And through experience, because he took us on some wonderful adventures. For example, when I was around six, and my brother was 4, my dad got it in his mind that he wanted to have birds. And so it happened to be Mother's Day, so he used that as an excuse. And so he took my brother and I to the store, and we came home with some very exotic birds and a bunch of wood and everything that you need to build an outdoor walk-in bird cage. My mother spent Mother's Day building a bird cage, but it turned into a real blessing. And later on, as I don't know how long it took for that wood to start to be eaten away, probably with some rain or whatever, but eventually he had the San Diego Zoo come out to our house in California and build I think it was I might be getting this wrong because I was just a child and it's hearing stories, and build a really big walk-in bird cage near our pool with, it was amazing. You know, it had water fountains and everything. Another time when we lived in Florida, I think he caught a turtle, a sea turtle. I forget how it started, but my dad decided that behind our house in the canal, he wanted to build a little mini seaquarium. And so they got this kind of, he got this kind of, you know, the kind of fence material that is, would have the water flow through it. Anyway, he built an underwater fence, a cage, in the backyard in the canal, and we had a mini shark in there. We had a sea turtle. We named her Tilly, and we used to feed her frozen hamburgers. And afterwards, when we moved away, we gave her to the seaquarium. I mean, all of the big fish and everything we gave to the seaquarium. So they had a good life, don't worry. Don't call PETA or anything. But so those are just 2 examples. But when I was 10 and a half, he decided that we lived in Florida, and my parents wanted to go up to Montreal for the World Fair, which was Expo 67. And so, I mean, I've had the most wonderful adventures, and I'm so grateful. My dad, he's not just an adventurous man. He's a good man. He's a man full of integrity. He's a pillar in the community. He's kind, he's generous, he's loving, and I'm very grateful for him. But the thing that really has planted itself in my heart is adventure and also storytelling. Nobody can tell a story better than my dad. But, and he would keep anybody entertained for hours. He's got so many stories. But anyway, so when I was 10 and a half, we took the whole summer. I was 10 and a half, my brother was 8, and my sister was 4. And we went up from Key Biscayne, Florida, all the way to Montreal, Canada, on our boat, and back again. And it was just a little boat, 41-foot Hatteras. I mean, relatively little. And it slept the 5 of us, and we went through, I don't know if you know what locks are. A lock is what you have to go through to get from one level of water to the other, like if there's a waterfall, and either up or down, you've got to go through a lock. And what you do is you drive the boat in a canal, into this kind of like, they shut you in on both sides. So it's big enough that you could have, our little boat was amongst huge ships in there, our tiny little boat. And what would happen is, so you tie the ropes up next to the seawall, and either you've got to put them way up there or down, and you gradually, they'll let the water in, so you go either up or down until you get to the other level. And we went through a lot of them. I don't know if it was 90 some or I forget, but a lot. So, because back and forth, and even the lock for the Niagara Falls. So we've had so many wonderful experiences. Another wonderful experience was when I was 14, and my dad and mom took us to on a tour of the South Pacific Islands. And we flew to Fiji, to Tahiti, to Tonga, to Western Samoa, to American Samoa, to 3 islands of Hawaii. And but the wonderful thing about my dad was that we didn't do the normal, average, everyday tour. My dad would hire a man and his own car to take us off the beaten track. For example, one time, I don't know what keeps ringing. For example, one time we were in American Samoa, I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong. But all of a sudden, we had a flat tire. So the driver gets out and fixes the flat tire. And then he puts the spare on, and we drive for a little longer, and the spare tire or one of the other tires goes flat, and there was not a second spare. So he left us there, the driver, in the jungle on a path, and he walked and got us help. But meanwhile, my dad can make a conversation with anybody. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're strangers. And a man goes by. He had just come back from fishing, so my dad started to talk to him. It turns out that he was the son of the chief of the nearest tribe, and they invited us to their home, and we got to experience life in with the chief on the island of American Samoa. So I've just had the most wonderful life, and much of it is due to my wonderful father. And I'm so grateful, and I love you, Dad. I really love you. Bye.